What is up, everybody? It's your boy Young Fizz, aka Mr. Dope Status on Instagram, and welcome back to another tutorial. Today we are back inside the machine, and I want to show you a little bit about the stock EQ inside of the machine. So if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on the bell notifications so whenever I drop a new video, you will be the first person to be notified. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's tutorial, which is the EQ inside of the machine. All right, so let's just go ahead and say we have a beat called up here, and I'm just gonna use the audio plugin, and this is what it sounds like for reference purposes. All right, so to load the EQ, we're gonna go ahead and hit this plus sign right here, go to internal, and we're just gonna be loading the internal EQ. All right, so that is what it looks like while it's on the screen here. And it's important to note that there's two different pages. So you have the frequency gain, and then you have the width and the output, which is over here. But what I like to do while I'm working on the computer, I like to hit the tab key, and I can see the EQ in its entirety. First things first, you're gonna notice this gain knob here, and all that does is just controls the overall gain for everything that is going on in this box. The next section here is called low. So that's like your low bands. And this goes from all the way from 20 Hertz all the way to 8K. All right, so let's go ahead and test this out and to see what it's sounding like. So I'm gonna go ahead and reset that. And I'm gonna play the beat. And then we're just gonna go ahead and adjust some parameters here. So I like mine usually around 50. We're gonna go ahead and just boost some of that a little bit, just kind of exaggerate it so you can get the idea. All right, so let's go ahead and compare. So it's just making it a little bit louder, but again, we're gonna compensate at the end of it to kind of level match. So just to make sure we're doing something and not really just making it louder. So the next section we have here is the low mid, and we have the gain, we have the frequency, and a width control. And this one has a frequency from 40 Hertz all the way to 16K. And the width of it goes from 0.1 to 4.0. And this is important to understand because when you're EQing something, you want to know if you're using a peak or is it more of a overall coverage. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. So let's go ahead and play the beat. And I'm just gonna go ahead and adjust some frequencies and pay attention to the screen here. So you hear how deep that kick is sounding? That is because I have it set all the way to the left. So again, when you have it set to the left, you're gonna hear more of a peak, and you're gonna be hearing those resonance frequencies kind of ringing out. Versus if you have it turned to the right, you're gonna be hearing more frequencies across the board here. All right, so the next section you have here is the high mid section, which is kind of similar to the low mids. The frequency ranges from 40 Hertz all the way to 16K. You have the gain control, and you also have the width control as well. And again, you have the notch, which is turned all the way to the left. You're gonna have more of like a peak. And if you turn it over to the right, it's gonna cover more of those frequencies here. So let's go ahead and test it out. All right. And last but not least, we have the high section, which is like those treble highs that are just really the high end. So this one ranges from 50 Hertz all the way up to 20K. All right, so check this out. So notice with the EQing job that everything just kind of got louder. So let's go ahead and compare. So now, once we have our frequency set into stone, we want to go ahead and level match, because notice how everything just got louder. And louder equates to better. So let's go ahead and just lower everything so we can level match to make sure we're actually EQing something and doing something to the sound. So now we can hear the before and the after. And that is pretty much how you use the stock EQ inside the Maschine. It's your boy Young Fizz. If you want to learn more about the Maschine, check out my course in the description below, and we will see you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in. We out.